Hello Earthlings, Ultraviolet Rhino here, and for today we're going to do a 15-minute mindfulness meditation. But before we get into that meditation, I'm just going to give a brief little monologue about the purpose of the ultraviolet and how to get to that point, your highest level. I want you to get to your highest level. I want you to feel like you can do anything while you're on this planet that you're good at, because a lot of us like to try anything and think we're good at something, then we wind up failing, and then we just give up on everything. Something you're good at, keep working on that craft and keep grinding. But that is the crown chakra. That ultraviolet kind of white light that's emitted into the universe, and we're absorbing that energy in from those UV rays. The sun is very important and is valuable to opening up that eye more. But in order to get to that ultraviolet chakra, opening it up, you have to start off from the root chakra, which is from the tailbone. And then everything goes onward from the navel, the sacral, the chest, the throat. And once you build up all of those 7 chakras and you're in tune with all of them, and you can bring it out at any given moment, nothing affects you. And guess what happens? You're at your highest form of sentience. And that's what I want you to get to. That's what I want you to be. But in order to get to that, you have to meditate. You have to do the work. You have to read self-improvement books. You have to understand the purpose of the universe. Earth, why we're here, what we're meant to do. Create, procreate. That's it. That's all it is. It's to create and to procreate. Create things like obviously the buildings, the bridges, all that stuff. That's why we have this like very vast mind that can think on its feet like this all the time. That's where the creation of all these things happen, and to procreate. Because the whole purpose of a species of being here is to leave a piece of you behind. Now, before you get to that, we have to stop being on social media all day. Like, I know it's rough. I know it's hard. You want to see what the next person is doing. You want to see what that celebrity is doing. You want to see what your friends are up to, what your family is up to. But sometimes you have to set that aside and read. Focus on you. Use the valuable 24 hours in a day. Of course, you can't use all 24 hours. 6 to 8 hours of sleeping, and then you have like 8 hours of working, and the other 8 hours or 6 hours, because you have to put in commute too. Use it towards becoming your greatest version, building your character, working on soft skills and hard skills, the hardest things people do not want to do. Holistic health, very important. Hitting all of the 7 pillars, aligning with those 7 chakras. They all intertwine into one. But you have to focus on the health. Health is wealth, and we just put that on the back burner every single day. And that's probably the thing that upsets me the most with humans, because we're so comfortable with being lazy when it comes to our health. But when it comes to getting money, we're like, hell yeah, I gotta go out there, I gotta get this, I gotta make my family proud. But then something happens to you because your health is not aligned, and you wind up perishing at a young age. I don't want you to perish at a young age. I want you to live a long, fruitful, vivacious life. That is the life I want you to go towards. Vivacious, I meant to say. And in order to get to that, you have to raise your frequency. You have to raise your aura. In order to raise your aura, you have to drink at least 1 gallon, 2 gallons of water a day. Get out there in the sun. Work out for at least 45 minutes to an hour and a half if you have. But if you could only do 15, 20 minutes, that is still good enough. You have to read. You have to self-improve. Work on your heart health. That is the most important. And then work on the skeletal muscle health, which is talking about your whole body. Compound lifts, isometrics, body weight training. Everything counts. Everything makes a little divot in that building blocks of your body and in your mind. And everything has to be in line with each other. Because when everything is in line with each other, no matter what anybody says, it doesn't affect you. You're open to opinion. You hear a person out, you understand, and you give constructive feedback, or you give an opinion of your own instead of just being so quick to judge. And I know as humans, as the Matrix says, to deny our impulse is to deny the very thing that makes us human. But you have to remember, we're here to create and procreate. Get in line all the 7 chakras, and that goes towards the pillars of holistic health. The soul is yearning for a sense of purpose, and a lot of us are lost out there in this thing we call life. And all life is meant to be is simply lived. Stop thinking too much about what other people think about you. that's what puts us in a bind and just pushes down further and further into the ground till we just give up. And we stay home having a job where we don't have to go outside and talk to people face to face anymore. And the hardest thing I notice is that a lot of people can't really make that good eye contact. I know I'm going off in a tangent before we get into the 15 minutes mindfulness meditation, but I just want you to hear me out. I want you to reach that ultraviolet. The purpose of the rhino is one of the strongest animals on the planet, and all it eats is plants. I've been plant-based for 6 years, and I've still been able to hold a good substantial amount of muscle. So don't think there's only this way of what that person up there has been telling you to be. The studies have shown, I mean, they're out there. I know you're gonna say, oh, there could be bias, they could be that or this or it, non-believable. It could be a person just making this up just to push a narrative or an agenda. No, this is from hundreds and hundreds of scientists. You could look it up. A plant-based lifestyle is the best for your heart, the best for your mind, and the best for overall longevity. But that's if you're eating whole fruits, you're eating whole foods, vegetables, legumes, nuts, seeds. If you're eating all of that stuff, not just processed stuff, because processed stuff is still going to put us down on the ground. But I want you to get to that ultraviolet light, which peeks out that crown into the universe and absorbing positive energy. But you don't leave it too open, because then you'll start absorbing negative energy. You have to know when to guard yourself and when to open up. Now, before we get into that 15 minutes of mindfulness meditation, you're going to cross your legs like so. Have your hands right on your knees, facing up, being ready to open up to the universe that is around us. And all you're going to do is just breathe in through the nose, and breathe out through the mouth, and focus your eyes inward towards your third eye. And don't think about nothing. That's the hardest part. Try to think about nothing. So we're going to begin shortly. Thank you for joining me today on the path to the ultraviolet. For more information on holistic health, go to worldlyfitrhino.com. Now stay with peace and love, everyone.